Some LeetCode problems can seem pretty difficult, and when I looked into this problem, I thought it would be pretty hard to actually get a really high result. But I actually ended up getting 0 millisecond runtime and getting the 100th percentile of performance, as in with runtime, except my solution was extremely cursed. So let's get into that. So the problem simply is you have three types of colors that are represented with 0, 1, and 2. You have an array, and you have to sort it in place without using your native sort function. So I did this in Java as practice, and my first submission didn't do that well. It got 1 millisecond. It only beat 24%. And if you look into the code, it was just a recursive brute force algorithm, in which all it did was basically go through them all. If it's great, it will just basically go from 0 to the end. It will go to like n1 is if n1 is greater than n0 swap, if n2 is greater than n1 swap. So obviously not very efficient. And what I might be thinking at this point is, well, I probably just need to do some quicksort or something. This seems like a really hard problem. But then I realized we actually know how many distinct items there are in this array and how many there are. And I mean what they are. So in this case, we know there are three unique elements. There are 0, 1, and 2. And as you can see, this makes stuff very easy because I can literally just keep track how many of these there are, basically construct an array that has them sorted in that way. So let me show you my code then. So you see it beats 100% with 0 milliseconds. Now LeetCode doesn't actually show the exact time. Maybe you need premium or something like that. But if you look into it, all I do is I just keep track of how many. I use the switch statement because switch statements are faster than if statements to just check. So all I have to do then is basically use these for loops to just reconstruct an array. So I'll put the zeros where they would have to be based on how many reds there would be. They would have to put the ones based off how many whites there would be, and then they have to put a 2 for all the blues there would be. And then, even though this solution is really dumb, it's not practical because it just works for the three elements, it still got 100%. And then if you're curious, if you actually look in the people that use this solution, they are a lot more complicated. As you can see, I cannot at a glance explain to you this code and why it works. My solution seems extremely cursed because instead of doing anything clever, it basically did just the bare minimum. It kind of just knew and took advantage of the point that there was only three elements, so it could just basically just put in these strict values and know how to create the array. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and hopefully you subscribe. I really appreciate that. If you have any other cursed LeetCode, whether or not it was fast or not, maybe leave it in the comments. But anyways, bye bye.